Hello, and welcome to Wisdom and Wealth, a channel dedicated to providing insights and strategies for a richer, more fulfilling life, both financially and spiritually. Many of us over 40 have come to realize that true wealth isn't just about the numbers in your bank account, but also about the quality of your thoughts and the peace in your heart. Today, we're diving deep into a critical aspect of that holistic wealth, positive thinking. Let me ask you something very important. When was the last time your own mind became your worst enemy? It's a question we often avoid, but one we desperately need to address. You wake up, and before your feet even touch the floor, the mental chatter begins. I'm behind. I'm not good enough. What if I fail, yet again? And just like that, before the day has even started, you've already lost the battle in your own mind. We simply don't talk about this enough. Before we delve deeper, if you're finding value in this content, please consider liking and subscribing. Your support helps us bring more wisdom and strategies to you each week. Most people are, in essence, living their entire lives inside a mental prison, built brick by brick with fear, doubt, and negative thinking. It's not because they want to be there, but rather, because no one has ever taught them how to break free from those self-imposed limitations. But here's the crucial truth, the kind of truth that can change everything. Your mind is the most powerful weapon you possess. It can be either your greatest ally or your most formidable foe. It can fight for you, propelling you toward your dreams and goals, or it can fight against you, holding you back and sabotaging your efforts. It's a choice, and it's a choice you make every single day, often without even realizing it. The key is to bring conscious awareness to this process. If you don't learn to take control of your thoughts, then your thoughts will inevitably control you. And that control, that mental governance, will shape absolutely everything in your life. Your emotions, your decisions, your relationships, and ultimately, your future trajectory. So let's be absolutely clear, and let's not mince words. Positive thinking is not a luxury. It's not some airy-fairy, feel-good concept for the privileged. It's a survival skill. This world will, without a doubt, throw storms at you. You will be challenged. You will be criticized. You will be rejected. And you will be disappointed. That's simply the nature of life. But what ultimately determines whether you rise above those challenges or fall beneath their weight isn't the storm itself, it's how you think during it. That's what separates those who succeed, who build resilience, from those who remain stuck in a cycle of negativity and self-doubt. It's not necessarily talent, it's not luck, and it's not even opportunity, although those are all helpful. It's mindset. Most people falsely believe that positive thinking is about being naive, or about ignoring reality and pretending that everything is perfect. But that's not what we're talking about here. Positive thinking, in its truest form, means that even when reality looks undeniably dark, you still choose hope. Even when the odds seem stacked against you, you still take the next step forward, however small. It's not about denying the existence of struggle, it's about steadfastly refusing to be defeated by it. And here's what's truly remarkable, something that should give you real hope. The thoughts you think today are, in very real ways, building the world you'll inhabit tomorrow. Every time you repeat a negative thought, you're essentially digging the same mental trench deeper and deeper, making it harder to escape. But conversely, every time you choose a better thought, a more hopeful one, a more courageous one, you begin to climb out of that trench. You create a new path, a new life, brick by brick. You are not powerless in this process. You are not broken. And you are definitely not stuck, no matter how it may feel at times. You have far more control over your own mind than you've been led to believe. But here's the crucial part, no one is coming to flip that switch for you. No guru, no self-help book, no motivational speaker can do that work for you. You've got to take responsibility for your own mindset, just as you would for your physical health or your financial goals. That's precisely what this video is all about. I'm not here to give you empty, fleeting motivation that fades as quickly as it arrives. I'm here to show you, practically and systematically, how to rewire your thinking, how to take that negativity that's been running your life for far too long and turn it into fuel for something far greater, something truly magnificent. Because once you learn how to think positively, genuinely, and intentionally, your entire life will begin to shift and change in ways you can scarcely imagine right now. Now, before we get into the specific strategies, please consider liking and subscribing, if you haven't already, as a commitment to investing in yourself. So, let's break it down, starting with the very foundation of positive thinking, how to actually think positively, practically speaking. Now, let me ask you something very straightforward. When you wake up in the morning, what's the very first thought that crosses your mind? Is it stress? Is it fear? Is it regret? Or is it frustration? If it's any of those things, you're certainly not alone. Most people don't even realize that their very first thought can and often does shape their entire day. And your days, when added up over time, inevitably shape your entire life. That's why learning how to think positively isn't just some feel-good advice, it's absolutely essential for survival and, even more importantly, for empowerment. Because how you think ultimately determines how you live. You simply cannot have a positive, fulfilling life with a predominantly negative mind. It's just not possible. Now, let's be crystal clear, as we've already mentioned, positive thinking doesn't mean ignoring your problems, or pretending that everything is perfect and rosy when it's not. It means making a conscious, deliberate decision to believe that, no matter how challenging things may be, you possess the inner strength to overcome them. It means trusting that setbacks are often setups for comebacks, that failure isn't final unless you choose to quit, and that you can face life head-on and, more importantly, grow through it. Most people are trapped in cycles of negative thinking, not because they're inherently flawed, but simply because they've never been taught how to challenge their own thoughts. But here's a fundamental truth that bears repeating: your mind is not your enemy. It just needs to be trained, like a muscle. Just like a physical muscle, your mind becomes stronger with consistent, intentional effort. And that all starts by becoming acutely aware of your self-talk. What are you constantly telling yourself? Are you speaking life into your dreams and aspirations, or are you killing them before they even have a chance to begin? Are you lifting yourself up with your inner dialogue, or are you tearing yourself down with every thought? Your inner dialogue matters far more than you likely realize. If you consistently feed yourself negativity, your confidence, your inner peace, and your overall motivation will inevitably starve. That's precisely why you need to actively interrupt those limiting beliefs. When your mind says, "I can't," respond with, "I'm learning." When it whispers, "I'll never make it," say, "Watch me try." Stop allowing fear and doubt to control the inner conversation. You possess the power to rewrite the script. And here's another fundamental truth: positive thinking is a choice. It won't always feel natural, especially when life hits you hard. But every single day, you have the opportunity to take control of your focus. You can focus on the problems, or you can focus on the possibilities. You can dwell on the pain, or you can actively search for the purpose. And be mindful of your environment, too. Your thoughts are profoundly shaped by what you consume and who you surround yourself with. If you're always surrounded by negativity, drama, and gossip, it's inevitably going to influence your mindset, whether you realize it or not. Protect your peace, like a valuable treasure. Feed your mind with inspiration, with truth, and with hope. This is the very foundation of positive thinking: awareness, intention, and consistent action. It starts small, but it changes everything. You simply cannot control everything that happens to you, but you can control how you respond to it. And that conscious response begins, inevitably, in your own mind. Take back your power, because once you control your thoughts, you will, in turn, control your life. Now that we're halfway through, another gentle reminder to like and subscribe for continuous wisdom and actionable steps. Let's talk about rewiring your mind for consistent positivity. Positive thinking isn't just about surface-level motivation, it's about fundamentally reprogramming your mind. Most of us are walking around with outdated mental software, thought patterns that were installed by past trauma, toxic relationships, challenging childhood environments, and repeated failures. And if we don't consciously update that software, we'll keep repeating the same negative cycles over and over again, almost without realizing it. But here's the really good news, the truly empowering realization: your brain is not fixed. It is not a static entity. It can change. It can grow. This transformative process is called neuroplasticity, the brain's remarkable ability to rewire itself based on how you think, what you believe, and what you consistently practice. That means every time you actively choose a positive thought over a negative one, you are literally reshaping your brain for the better. But let's be realistic, it takes intentional effort. Negative thinking is easy. It's automatic for many people, especially those of us over 40 who've had years of ingrained habits. Worry, doubt, complaining, fear, they become second nature. But so can gratitude, optimism, and resilience, if you consciously decide to train your mind. So, how do you actually start the rewiring process? First, monitor your thoughts. Pay close attention. Most people don't even realize how often they're speaking negatively to themselves, and about their lives in general. So take mental notes. Are your thoughts primarily filled with complaints, comparisons, and criticisms? Or are they filled with possibility, gratitude, and a sense of purpose? Next, when you catch yourself having a negative thought, don't just let it pass unnoticed. Call it out. Challenge it. Ask yourself, is this thought actually helping me grow, or is it keeping me stuck? And then, actively replace it. If you think, I'm not good enough, deliberately say, I am learning and improving every single day. If you think, nothing ever works out for me, consciously switch it to, I am being guided to something even better. This isn't about lying to yourself, it's about choosing to focus on what gives you strength and resilience. You're not denying reality, you're actively reframing it. Another powerful tool for rewiring your mind is the consistent use of affirmations. Speak life into your situation. Words possess energy. When you say something with genuine belief, your subconscious mind listens intently. Start your mornings with powerful affirmations like, today, I choose peace. I choose progress. I choose power. I will not be controlled by fear or failure. Also, make a conscious effort to practice gratitude daily. Gratitude shifts your attention from what's missing in your life to what's meaningful and abundant. Even on the hardest days, actively find something to be thankful for: a deep breath, a valuable lesson learned, a moment of connection. Gratitude doesn't erase your pain, but it reminds you that life still holds beauty and possibility. And lastly, visualize your progress. See yourself changing, growing, and becoming the person you aspire to be. See yourself thinking clearly, making confident decisions, and rising above the noise and negativity. When your mind can clearly see the vision, your actions will naturally start to align with it. Rewiring your mind for positivity is a journey, not a destination. It won't happen overnight, but it does start with a single, conscious choice. And if you keep choosing better thoughts over time, your mind will eventually start choosing them for you, automatically. You're not stuck, you're just one powerful, positive thought away from a major breakthrough. Train your mind, and your life will inevitably follow. Now, if this is resonating, a like and subscription encourages us to continue this vital work. Now let's discuss protecting your mind from negativity. Once you genuinely begin thinking more positively, you'll notice something profound. It doesn't just change your mindset, it also changes your energy. And when your energy shifts, your entire life starts to follow suit. But here's the catch: positive thinking must be actively protected. Negativity is pervasive. It comes through the news, social media, toxic conversations, unhealthy environments, and even your own self-doubt. If you're not careful, that negativity will slowly creep back in and poison your progress. That's why one of the most important steps to sustained positive thinking is learning how to protect your mental space. Think of your mind as a garden. If you don't pull out the weeds and actively guard it, the wrong things will inevitably grow. You have to be intentional about what you allow in. Just like you wouldn't let someone dump garbage in your physical home, don't let them dump it in your head. Start with your immediate surroundings. Who are you spending the majority of your time with? Are you around people who genuinely uplift you and inspire you, or are you around people who drain you and constantly bring you down? Some people seem to always bring problems, drama, and fear with them. If you allow that into your mental space every single day, it's going to negatively affect your mindset, whether you realize it or not. Protect your peace. That doesn't always mean cutting people off completely, but it does mean setting healthy boundaries. You have the right to say, "I love you, but I can't let your negativity control my mind." The next thing you must actively guard is your input, what you watch, what you listen to, and what you read. Are you consistently feeding your mind with wisdom, encouragement, and content that promotes growth? Or are you constantly scrolling through chaos, criticism, and endless comparisons? You simply cannot expect a positive mind if you're feeding it with predominantly negative content. Be selective. Choose things that nourish your soul and challenge you to grow. And then there's your inner dialogue. Sometimes the negativity isn't coming from external sources, it's coming from you. That quiet, persistent voice in your head that says, "I'm not good enough. I always mess things up. I'll never truly change." You have to confront that voice. You have to actively fight it. Not every thought you think is true, and just because you hear it doesn't mean you have to believe it. Remind yourself of who you are and what you're capable of. When a negative thought shows up, answer it. Actively replace it with truth. I am growing. I am strong. I am focused. I am not who I once was, I'm becoming who I'm meant to be. Finally, create a consistent, positive routine. Make time for silence, reflection, and stillness. Read things that inspire you. Speak words that lift you up. Surround yourself with people and environments that reflect the mindset you aspire to have. Protecting your mind isn't about avoiding reality, it's about creating a foundation strong enough to face reality without being destroyed by it. When you protect your thoughts, you protect your peace. And when you protect your peace, you become unstoppable. For continuous actionable steps, please remember to like and subscribe to the channel. Let's explore turning setbacks into fuel for growth. Let's be honest, life isn't always smooth. Things will go wrong. People will disappoint you. Plans will fall apart. And just when you think you're finally making progress, something unexpected can knock you completely off track. That's why learning to think positively isn't about pretending that life is perfect, it's about learning how to respond constructively when it isn't. Every single person faces setbacks, it's simply a part of the human experience. But the difference between those who rise above them and those who remain stuck isn't what they go through, it's how they think through it. Negative thinking in the face of adversity sounds like this: "Why me? I knew this wouldn't work. I should just give up." But positive thinking sounds like this: "This is hard, but I'm not finished. This is a valuable lesson. There's still purpose in this pain. I'll come back stronger." Positive thinking doesn't magically make the problem disappear, it changes you while you face it. It gives you resilience. It gives you clarity. It helps you move from being a victim of circumstance to becoming a warrior, actively shaping your own destiny. The truth is, every setback is also a setup for growth, a setup for wisdom, a setup for something far greater than what you initially lost. But you'll never see it if you stay trapped in a negative mindset. Think about the most difficult moment you've ever survived. You're still here, aren't you? You've made it through things you once thought would completely break you. That's undeniable proof that you're stronger than you think. And every time you rise after falling, your mind becomes more powerful, and your perspective becomes more refined. To think positively in challenging times, ask yourself better questions. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" ask, "What can I learn from this?" Instead of asking, "What did I lose?" ask, "What can I gain from this experience?" These simple questions shift your focus from pain to progress. Also, remind yourself that failure is not the end, it's feedback. It's a crucial part of the process. Even the most successful people in the world have failed, often many times over. What makes them different is that they use their failures as fuel. They consciously chose to think differently, they saw setbacks as setups for comebacks. So when you fall, and you inevitably will, don't stay down. Don't let negative thoughts define your identity. You are not your mistakes. You are not your struggles. You are becoming stronger, wiser, and more focused every single day. Remember, the greatest breakthroughs often come after your greatest breakdowns. The most powerful growth happens when you push yourself outside of your comfort zone, and the most beautiful transformations often begin in the darkest moments. Stay rooted in this essential truth: your current challenge does not define your future. How you choose to think right now will profoundly shape who you become. Train your mind to actively look for opportunity, even in adversity. Let every setback strengthen your mindset, rather than shattering it. You're not done yet, you're just getting started. For more mindset-elevating content, please like and subscribe, and share this video with someone who needs it. Let's explore living a life anchored in positivity. Thinking positively isn't just a mindset, it's a lifestyle. It's not something you turn on and off based on your mood or circumstances. It's something you actively practice daily, something you build into your identity, something you anchor your entire life upon. So what does it actually mean to live a life anchored in positivity? It means you've made the conscious decision that, no matter what happens around you, you will actively choose how you respond. You will choose thoughts that empower you, rather than paralyze you. You will lead with hope, not fear, with faith, not doubt, and with consistent action, not empty excuses. Living positively doesn't mean you won't experience negative emotions. It doesn't mean you'll never be sad, angry, or discouraged. It simply means that those emotions won't control you. You feel them, but you don't live in them. You acknowledge them, but you don't let them write your life story. One of the most powerful ways to anchor yourself in positivity is by creating daily habits that nourish your mind and soul. Start your day with intention, before the world has a chance to throw chaos at you. Center yourself. Read something inspiring. Speak affirmations out loud. Set your focus for the day. Protect your peace from the very beginning. Then, throughout the day, check in with yourself. Are your thoughts lifting you up, or are they limiting you? If you find yourself slipping back into negativity, pause, breathe, and actively reset. This is a journey, not a destination. It's okay to consciously redirect your thoughts as often as needed. Another key is to surround yourself with people who reflect the energy you want to live in. You become like the voices you hear most. So choose wisely: uplifting friends, wise mentors, people who speak life, not fear, and people who see possibility, not just problems. You need people around you who remind you of who you truly are when life tries to make you forget. Also, remember to speak positively about yourself. Don't curse your own journey with your words. Don't speak defeat into your destiny. Speak power. Speak purpose. Speak progress. Your words matter. What you consistently say becomes what you believe. And finally, stay rooted in purpose. When you live with meaning, it becomes easier to stay positive. Even on tough days, you'll know that your struggle has a reason. Even in the dark, you'll remember that there's light ahead. Purpose keeps you grounded, purpose keeps you going. So today, make a choice. A bold, intentional choice to be a person who leads with light, who refuses to let the world dim their mindset, and who chooses positivity not just for themselves, but to be a source of strength for others. Because when you live a life anchored in positivity, you don't just survive, you thrive. And when you thrive, you become a light in a dark world. And that light can spark a fire that changes everything. Your positive mindset is your power. Use it, live it, and never let it go. You've just walked through the blueprint of something that can completely transform your life, the power of positive thinking. Not the sugar-coated, surface-level kind, but real, raw, intentional thinking that fights back against fear, doubt, and negativity. The kind that rebuilds the foundation of your mind and sets you up to live with purpose, clarity, and strength. Now, let's be honest, changing your thinking won't be easy. You've had years of habits, experiences, and influences shaping the way you see yourself and your world. But just because you've been thinking a certain way doesn't mean you're stuck that way. Growth is possible. Change is possible. And the beautiful thing about your mind is that it's malleable, it can be trained, renewed, and rewired. That's the power you hold. Every single day you have the chance to wake up and choose which thoughts to believe, which voices to silence, and which direction to steer your life towards. You can keep reliving the same old patterns, or you can take the uncomfortable step toward a better version of yourself. Positive thinking is not about ignoring reality, it's about facing it with strength. It's about saying, I know the storm is real, but so is my ability to stand through it. It's about breaking free from the prison of your own mind and realizing that you are the one holding the key. You've learned that your thoughts are not just passing ideas, they are building blocks. They are either constructing the life you want or reinforcing the one you're trying to escape. Every thought is a seed. Plant negativity and you'll harvest insecurity, fear, and regret. But plant positivity and you'll grow confidence, peace, and purpose. You've also seen how important it is to protect that growth. Because once you start thinking better, life doesn't magically get easier, but you get stronger. And when you're stronger mentally, nothing can break you as easily. You're no longer reacting out of fear, you're responding out of power. So don't stop here. Keep doing the work. Keep checking your thoughts. Keep choosing to believe in yourself. Keep protecting your mind like it's sacred, because it is. Your mind is the battlefield. Win there, and you win everywhere else. And when those old thoughts come back, and they will, don't panic. Just remind yourself you're not that person anymore. You're no longer controlled by doubt, you're led by discipline, courage, and belief. Let this be your reminder, you are not your past. You are not your pain. You are not your negative thoughts. You are the thinker of those thoughts. And that means you have the power to change them. So today, choose wisely. Think powerfully, live intentionally. Because once you master your mind, you master your life. And remember this, your breakthrough doesn't start when life gets easier, it starts the moment you decide to think differently. Your best life begins in your mind. Now go live it.